Hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, the forecast for New Zealand this week is a warm and windy one to begin with, and then it turns cold. It turns wintry by Friday and Saturday, and it lasts right through until at least Tuesday of next week. A big temperature drop coming, heavy rain for the west coast, but in saying that, still plenty of sunny, mild weather as well. So let's kick off with the animated wind map for Monday and look at all this low pressure that is forming down in the Southern Ocean. This is what is going to affect our weather right through this week and for the start of next week. So low pressure is seen here in the bluer purple colours. Yellow and white is for higher pressure, so you can really see this large area of low pressure, and it's made up with a number of lows. It's not just one, there are 3 or 4 big lows coming over the next week. Now, before all this cold weather arrives, we've still got warmer weather. Subtropical for the next day or two for some parts of the country, then it's pretty much Australian westerlies for the rest of the week. So either way, it's warmer than average in most places, but it turns colder than average by Friday and for the weekend and for the start of next week in quite a few regions. So let me explain how many places are warm today. It's easy. It's every single part of the country. So everyone is warmer than average today. As you can see, the eastern areas though and southern parts of the South Island are warmer than average by the most. And that's because of this warmer airflow we've got across the country at the moment. So by Tuesday, it does start to go downhill. This is the beginning of the week of wind and rain, but not everyone gets it. But on Tuesday is the first day that the sort of nationwide rain ban comes in, at least for western areas. Eastern areas are still fairly dry. Nor'west is blowing through. It's warmer than average again on Tuesday. In fact, temperatures are going to be up around the low 20s for some of you in the east, and rain moves up the west coast of both islands and moves across northern New Zealand as well. By Wednesday, there's a little bit of a breather for northern New Zealand. There's a high just off the screen, so it's a little bit breezy with a westerly, but it's a warm westerly or nor'wester straight out of Australia. So a warm day on the way on Wednesday, but rain or showers continues on the west coast, and those winds pick up even further. Strong to gale force west to northwest winds from about Wellington southwards. By Thursday, those winds ramp up even more. Strong to gale force west to northwest winds blowing through central parts of the country. That's the upper South Island and the lower North Island. Heavy rain on the west coast. It slowly moves northwards, but the North Island itself, Wednesday and Thursday, are mostly dry and warmer than average as well. So it won't be quite so dramatic for the north, but you will notice by Thursday those winds picking up gales from about Mount Taranaki southwards. Rain moves into Mount Taranaki. Meanwhile, further south in the very south, snow starts to arrive. So that means we've got a fair bit of rain coming for the next few days. This is up until Thursday morning. So you've got this heavy rain on the west coast. The rainfall totals are getting closer to 300 millimetres for the west coast. You've got rain after rain after rain really for the next week and a half coming up. But as you can see, the rainfall totals further north, not so great. Some of these areas in orange, you're talking about 25, 35 millimetres. So some of these dry parts of the North Island still not overly wet. And if you look at the very eastern side, you've got this green and blue, which is really the bottom of the scale, 1 or 2 millimetres. So not a lot coming for eastern areas, but a deluge coming once again over to the west coast. So let's go to the very end of the week, Friday. This is when things start to get a little more interesting for the North Island as well. The blue line that you see there, that is that wintry change, the true southerly change moving northwards. Rain turns to heavy snow on the mountains. That might affect, in fact, it's likely to affect alpine passes and other state highways lower down. Queenstown, you might get some snow on Friday in the town itself. Just depends on moisture levels. Not a lot of moisture coming in further to the east. And that front moves over northern New Zealand, which means the weekend gets a little more interesting. So Saturday is a windy, cold day around the North Island. Temperatures drop by several to 10 degrees in both islands. We've got rain showers and snow showers in the mix, and the winds are strong, cold southerlies everywhere. We've all got those winds on Saturday. So it's going to be a pretty interesting week ahead with all this weather coming up. We'll certainly be breaking it down for you as we go through the next few days ahead, because, as I say, not everyone's got wind, not everyone's got rain, not everyone's got cold until the weekend, and then everyone does get a taste of winter. That's all from me. We'll update you again on Tuesday with the latest.